good, everybody? In this video today, I'm going to be showing you how to fix a messed up Backbone 1 controller. Keep in mind, some things will be a little bit different because I've already done this process. I wanted to make a video about it, so I reversed it, and like certain things like this piece of tape I'm not going to have, but I'll explain to you where it will be and how to remove it. And ideally you want to be able to put it back on, but you may not be able to. So basically, I bought this controller secondhand, and the left side doesn't work at all. None of the controls work. But on the right side, everything works, no problem. Click that in, click that, all that works. And so I'm going to show you how to fix that.
Okay, so to start off, you want to flip the controller over, and you will notice something different about mine, is that these holes are far bigger than what comes stock, and that's because this set that I purchased, these tips are too big to fit in there, and I was too impatient to wait for a new set to come in, and so I just said fuck it and did what I knew how to do. But ideally, you want to get the right tool for the right job, and you won't have to go through that, what I did. The only other tool you'll need for this is a pry tool of some kind. I suggest having a needle nose, I'll explain why in a few, tweezers, and of course a screwdriver set with a 00 Phillips head screw tip. I only have 3 screws on each side due to the fact I drilled out one side, but this process will be the same for virtually everybody. Make sure I'll try to link some better screwdrivers to use so I don't have to do this. Of course, link the ribbon cable. Because that is what we're going to be replacing today. We were replacing this cable right here. This is the issue.
As you can see, this cable, if it'll focus, you'll flip it over just like this. So the problem here, as you can see, is it's extremely crimped. Although the cable is messed up, we do not want to damage this insert compartment, because then this whole side will be fucked. You'll have to get a new main board for your left side or your right side. It's the same process on both. But this is the cable that we're going to be replacing today. And that yellow strip that I showed you earlier, it'll look like this, and it'll be taped across from this green over here. I don't personally have any, and I'm going to just see how it goes for me without it. But I suggest, trying to either keep that intact or buy some new one, if that's how you want to do it. I bought a pack of a few ribbon cables, so like I said, unless this gets damaged, I'm not really mad if this one messes up again. But to get this off, you want to take, ideally, your fingernail, and you want to take your fingernail and go in from the middle under just a slight bit and flick upwards to get it to come out. I'll try to show you real quick. Just like that. I hope y'all can see it flicked upwards just a bit. And then you just pull it out, slightly pull it out, and place this to the side. From here, this gold piece, this is what can retracts the pulling mechanism. So you don't want to pull this don't pull it while this is in it, because it'll fly everywhere. So just release. And this screw right here is the one that I told y'all that y'all needed these for, and it should be the only time you need these. I took it, squeezed the little washer piece, and slowly retracted it, but then from there, after that, I was able to just get this bitch out, no problem with the screwdriver. all of these screws I'll be putting to the side, right over here, so y'all can see. I will be taking this gold piece, I'm going to just remove it. And I'll show you how to put this back on. It's very not complicated at all. From here, there will be 2 little black screws right here, and on the other side right here, right here. Exactly where my screwdriver's at. I'm going ahead and remove that now. Those 2 little black screws is what puts the back handle of the controller connected to the little piece that says backbone that you see right there. And then behind the ribbon cable, if you lift upwards, you will find 2 silver screws which you need to remove. And now, this comes right off. And these pieces, you don't necessarily have to remove these pieces, I just like to do so. If anybody needs help on the triggers as well, like I'm looking into fixes on that, as well as to make these quieter. I seen a video about that. I was thinking about doing that myself. But that's this side. I mean the left side. Now it's on to the right side. It's the exact same process, except there's a few cords that we'll have to worry about. And I forgot to mention, the Type C version, or the 2nd generation version, should be virtually exactly the same, but double check the ribbon cables. You know, what I did is I counted the pins by taking a picture of the ends where the blue's at, zoomed in and counted the little metal pieces and other pins. And so from there, I just searched an 18 pin, a rough estimate of what I needed the length to be, along with the brand, and I was able to come up with what I found. Because the one that I found is not a direct match to the one that came factory, but it worked for me, and so I'm assuming it'll work for everybody else. Alright, so from here, as I said before, there will be a orange piece of tape from right here to around up here. You just remove that. Take your fingernail, right in the middle, flick upwards, and it should come right up like that. Be careful not to put too much pressure, you don't want to break anything again. And just slide it out. Comes out just like that. The only difference between the Type C and the Lightning Cable 1, or Generation 1 and Generation 2, whichever one it is, should be that there's 1 wire instead of 2, like there is in this one. And there's a little battery capacitor or some shit like that, little silver thing right here, but that ain't got nothing to do with the one that we're working on today. So for these, you want to gently grab it by the sides and just ease it out. Don't want to be too rough with it, because there are pins that this is connected to, and it'll be a bad day for everybody if you mess up the pins. See, there's 3 little pins in there, and 3 little holes on this one. That one came out pretty easily. Again with the other side, I start with the gold bracket, because if you pull it, it'll pop off again. So what you want to do, sorry about that, you just pinch it and lift up, and then I do the same exact thing as we did on the other side. I remove this silver screw, then I'll go on to the 2 black screws, exact same areas as well, right on the edge. Sorry about that, y'all. And remember, I'm not keeping track of your screws, so make sure you do. Remember what goes where and all this such. Now you have this piece. There will be 2 pieces of orange strip right here. Sorry. From right here, likely to all the way like right here. Same with this side. Just do the same thing, remove it with some tape. Then there's going to be 2 screws, one right here and the other over here. From here, this is where you need the pry tool. You just take the pry tool, stick it right in this little edge, and bring it all the way down. Just like that, it'll pop out. You'll hear some popping, and it's okay. And now you have the ribbon cable. I'm going to show you all this piece real quick, because in case that all this falls out, you know, it's quite simple to put back together, but it's also extremely easy to mess up, as I've done. Of course, this gear goes directly in the center, and this little horizontal slit, this piece right here, goes right in the middle on the complete edge of this. Just like that. Make sure it touches the edge of it. Same with up here. Right there. The edge of it needs to hit it, because that is what's going to make it close evenly. So from here, we just remove it. It's not going to be as easy as you to remove the ribbon cable. Again, I've done this. I've just reversed the process to show y'all what was going on. But from there, we take our brand new one, of course, do the same little, got the same little thing that they got going on, the little S right there, just copy it. My cable is a bit longer than I would have liked it to be, and this is the cable that I'm going to link, but it's the only one I was able to find. If you can find an exact match, perfect. That's perfect. Then this piece goes on here. I would like to advise y'all that this piece is not double-sided, so it can be flipped the wrong way. If this piece is flipped the wrong way, you won't be able to tell until you're trying to place this slip back on, because you'll place it and it won't be able to do that. It won't be able to fully close. And don't try to force it closed, because you don't want to mess anything up. Ideally, when placing this back on, I'm not a professional, of course, you want to put some type of double-sided tape or glue to keep it held down, and then re-put the pieces of strip right here, tape. But you know, I ain't got none of that. You know, I got this one right here. Let's see how it works. Nah, it's not gonna work out. It's straight though. Like I said, I'm not tripping. It's fine. I'll let y'all know how it goes. So basically, from here, you're done. This is the brand new ribbon cable. So we just gotta plug everything back up and test to see if it works. So I'm going to start with this right side, and I suggest putting this gold piece back on. It's like a little hook, so when you place it on, it should be able to be pulled and tugged at, you know. This is where I said you shouldn't need the plier tools again, because you can just use the screwdriver and put a little bit of pressure to get that bitch back on there. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit of pressure on that bitch. Also, don't forget to put these 2 screws back in. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the right side of the controller, slide it through. Something's being weird about my shit. Sorry about that, y'all. That's why. I had it upside down, y'all. That's hilarious. That's completely fine. I just start with the other side. If I'm being honest, once you take it off, you should be able to like piece it back together, because everything sits perfectly if you line everything up how it's supposed to be. So I'm sure, like, that this should be a good enough tutorial for most people to follow. As I said, I don't personally have a crazy amount of technology experience. I just like messing around with things and seeing what I can fix on my own. I bought this secondhand, so like warranty was out of the question personally for me. So I was like, fuck it, let's get this shit, you know? Let's figure out how to do something new. And that's what I did. And I promise you, if I can do it, y'all can do it too. You want to take the black and silver pieces, slide it right inside of there, pinch again and pull back. That likely is to happen a few times. You really just gotta line everything up. It just falls into place as soon as you drop it. You see what I'm saying? It just drops right into place. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm going to remove these two black screws and take this side back off just because I'm trying to see something. Oh wait, I don't need that. Alright, so if you notice that there's a gap between the retracting piece and you're trying to get it to pull back, grab the other side of the retractor and pull just a slight bit and hold, and it'll pull those, sorry I can't really see it, but it'll pull it closed, like it'll pull it that way and you'll be able to put the screws in. Just a slight bit though, like it's weird. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it, but I really can't. No, I'll put this side back on. Like I said, these black screws are not required to be taken out. Definitely not required to be taken out. I just like doing it, and I probably shouldn't have because it would make the video longer. But I personally like showing how to do as much as you can. Like, honestly, if I had a reason to, I'd show y'all how to remove the triggers, because that was pretty cool, and how to take out the motherboard and main board and stuff, because you can definitely easily replace the main board and the motherboard. Well, I don't know which one's which. I believe the right one, the one that your phone plugs into, this one, that's your main board, and this one's just your sub board or something like that. But this one is the one that powers like your whole device. And so if one of those fucks up, you gotta replace them. But from here, this left side is done. This right side is almost done. Like I said, everything is virtually exactly the same. It might be a little bit different positioning, but the screws are exactly the same as both sides. Now we have the little gold piece. Same exact thing, we need to hook it on to, we gotta hook it on. And just hook it on and pull it back. Take the black and silver, pull the gold. Here's how I suggest doing it again. Pull the gold, pull it upwards, place that in, and you drop, just like that. Don't forget to screw the little gold piece back in, because that's real important. And from there, that's it, y'all. We just gotta start plugging everything back in. This little, if y'all see that blue strip right there, that blue strip needs to match up with this white line. It needs to go inside of that where we took it out, of course, clamp it back down, and then replace. And if you have a piece of tape, put the piece of tape. This is for the left side. So I'm gonna take this blue strip facing us. I'm gonna try to see if it'll focus. I'm gonna take this, just slip it in. And as you can see, it's up in there. And now we just make sure this goes back in. I suggest because this cable's a little bit longer. This cable's a bit longer. So I suggest trying to push that a little bit inward when closing it so we don't pinch it. And now we put back the screws that we took out. Remember, y'all don't want to drill it like I did. I was impatient and didn't wait for a new screwdriver set to come in. Wait for the right tool, and you don't gotta do the things that I did. Because if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to drilling out a screw and trying to make things bigger or whatever, I work in construction, so I'm kind of handy to an extent, and so I was just extremely careful. Not everybody has that experience. Don't over tighten, because it seems as though my screws are a bit loose now. I won't lie to you, I've been taking this thing apart and putting it back together, trying to get these videos right for a while, or at least 3-4 days, so it makes sense. But honestly, I'm just trying to make an informative video, and it don't gotta be the best quality as long as it has a good learning curve. This is definitely a beginner project, not hard at all. As I said, I only have 3 screws on each side, so there's that for me. Same exact thing on this side. Blue facing us. The bottom of the blue line has to match up with this white line. The bottom of the blue line matches up with the white line. These wires go exactly where we found them. Make sure the pins are on the right side up. Install it back in. This long one is on the bottom. As I aforementioned, this would be a slight different for the Type-C version, but should virtually be exactly the same. Now, you want these wires to be kind of tucked away from the edges where they can get clamped up on. Just like make sure it's gonna fall in the middle when you put it in. I don't really know how to explain it, but you'll see what I mean. And the same for this side. Like I said, this wire's longer, so I couldn't find an exact match, but it works. That's what matters. And I just wanted to show y'all that everything, no stick drift, no nothing, everything is working. Yes sir. Dang man, I'm really trying to show y'all everything. Yes sir. But really hope that this video was able to help somebody. Sorry that the camera quality might not be the best and the footage might not be the best, but I hope I was able to be informative and explain to y'all in a clear and concise way about what y'all have to do. So again, if the left side of your controller is not working or starting to mess up, it's a high chance that it's your ribbon cable. And again, the ones that I found aren't an exact size, so I don't know how they're going to last in the long run, but this $8 pack, and it comes with 5, honestly, it's not that bad, for being able to repair my device whenever this might happen again. And as I mentioned before, if it's not the ribbon cable and you're able to find those green motherboards, it's likely that as well. And since you know how to take the controller apart, it's not hard at all, man. Like, it's easy to learn something as long as you put your mind to it. I promise y'all that you'll be able to get it. This one is an extremely easy project. This is my first ever repair on a device, so I just wanted to say thank y'all. Hope that this was able to help somebody. Thanks for watching.